And you're back with us at Manicourt. Let me just confirm the result for you of the French Grand Prix. 10 out of 10. Michael Schumacher. 6 for the pole sitter Ralph Barrichello, second Ferrari driver on the podium. David Coulthard just failing to get up there. Truly getting a couple for Jordan and Nick Heidfeld. Another point for Sauber. And 10 rounds gone. And Michael Schumacher now leads David Coulthard by 31 points. Ralph Schumacher a point ahead of Rubens Barrichello now in third place. Montoya is fifth. We can go straight down to Louise Goodman, who's talking to David Coulthard.
David, the look on your face kind of says it all. That stop-go penalty cost you dear.
Yeah, at the moment I'm not sure whether it was on the way into the pit lane or the way out. I was very surprised when I got the call, but obviously I did speed, so you have to pay the penalty. You
didn't give up though. I mean, you kept going at Rubens at the end of the race. Did you think you could get past him, or were you just trying to hound him into a mistake?
I thought that was the most likely scenario, because I couldn't actually get close to him out of any of the corners, and he was always quick through turn 3, so it was only under braking at the hairpin that I had an advantage, and unfortunately with his speed through turn 1, 2 and 3 I was never really close enough to make an attempt.
The gap to Michael obviously getting a bit bigger now. Is the job still achievable though?
Yeah, I think that all we can do is wait to the end of the season and review where things are, rather than trying to guess what's happening during the course of the season. It's entirely feasible he could not finish a few races.
And it's entirely feasible that you could do well at Silverstone too, because that's always been a good race for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've won the last couple of years, and it'd be great to have a win in home soil again this year.
Thanks for talking to us, David.
David Coulthard with Louise Goodman, our third successive win at Silverstone would do absolutely fine. He does need it, doesn't he, Tony? But I mean, just looking at him there, he was downbeat, he was a bit deflated, and he would know that that 10-second penalty that he picked up here is a major slap in the face for him.
It is a big slap in the face for him, and for McLaren as well. He is coming into pits now. What we're talking about here is, did he press the button in time when he came over into pits? Is it a software problem linked to not bringing the speed down sufficiently as the car goes out? Because they tell him over the radio to put it out, the flap comes out, the light goes on and off. Now we can't see the light going on and off there at the back of the car. So there is a possibility that it was some software problem, because potentially Häkkinen had a software problem on the grid as well. What we all thought with this succession of failures to get off the grid earlier in the year, that this was linked just to the launch control. But in fact, Adrian Newey told us that it was the engine software itself, the program, that switched the engine off.
He wasn't even sure there whether he was done for speeding going in or coming out of the pit lane.
No. So, and that won't be cleared up for some while. But it's a very, very expensive mistake, and there's been these little niggling problems for McLaren this year. And I'd just like to add my comment, say we have been robbed a couple of times of potential battles. The other one was at Monte Carlo, and if you remember, David thumping his fists on the steering wheel went and ended up having to follow Bernaldi around, but he still got points.
He still got points. It meant an extra stop for him. He had to stop 3 times. So did Rubens Barrichello. And I remember last year he managed to get past the Brazilian, and David almost did it again this time. Couldn't quite manage to get on the podium, could he?
He couldn't quite manage to get on the podium, and this is Barrichello's third place, by the way. Look, and that's Barrichello running wide there. And David must have thought, right, I'm in here, it's a chance. These two have battled at the British Grand Prix. These two have battled in the British Formula 3 Championship, back in 91. They know each other very well. They're used to battling together wheel to wheel, and they give each other just about enough space. It's a nice, safe battle, but unfortunately, DC not on the podium.
Absolutely. We can go to the press conference now. We can hear from Rubens Barrichello, we can hear from Ralph, and we can hear from Michael Schumacher.
It's a good achievement.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one, Rubens. It means another good day for Ferrari. They are now, 52 points clear of McLaren. Williams 13 behind McLaren now in that clear third place. Sauber still a point ahead of Jordan and BA Honda. BA Honda are in 6th place. Back with you in a moment to complete our coverage of the French Grand Prix. Hello once again from Manicourt. Tony, let's go back to the start of the race. We were all wondering if there's going to be a bit of payback time. Ralph against Michael Schumacher. I mean, it was reasonably uneventful, I guess, but Ralph got away very well, didn't he?
He did get away very well. He said, I owe my brother one, but in the end he didn't need it because it just revealed in the press conference there was a slight problem with the clutch, and Michael was certainly slow away there, nearly got swamped by the pack. That's evidently why David Coulthard got alongside him there, but had to pull off. Let's look again. Schumacher, Michael on the left, but he just moves across onto the inside as well on Coulthard. Nearly gave him the squeeze there you saw from the aerial view. And David doing very well just to stay out of trouble and not bash wheels with him. God, he's so aggressive off the start, Michael Schumacher. Especially if something goes wrong, he'll steer across to them as well.
That's absolutely right. Let's go to the pit stops, and the Williams crew had a bit of trouble, didn't they, with one of Ralph's tyres, although Ralph didn't seem to think that was a crucial aspect of the race.
Well, it's the right rear that we've got to watch here at the back. The fuel hose there is still on at this time. We're up to about 7.8. The hand is just up. Yeah, it was just a bit slow by about a couple of seconds to the back, but that can be the heat, you know, generated by that particular tyre on that particular corner. And the lap afterwards, in comes Michael, and it's a very short, sharp stop, 7.7, fabulous from Ferrari, and they are so well drilled and well ordered. And he gets out ahead of his brother. And as things stacked up, that really played very, very well into the hands of Ferrari. And we had the master tactician, Ross Brawn, himself up here earlier on. He wasn't giving anything away, but he was quite
Ralph, he said his tyres didn't
he?
work too well after that, and he was quite happy to get that second place. 3 different leaders of the race. We thought it could be Juan Pablo Montoya's day, but another DNF for the Colombian.
Yeah, you know, it's a strange one, this, because BMW haven't had an engine failure this year. There have been hydraulics failures, like in Austria and like in Australia, but it is very rare, obviously, for BMW to have a failure, and they've done a super job on that engine. But he went on the harder tyres, and he stuck out there, and I must give full credit to Juan Pablo, because he's been building himself. He's taking the aggression out these days, and he's trying to learn more about Formula One.
Tony. DNF did not finish. That applies to Eddie Irvine as well. He certainly had his moments in the race, though, and here he is chatting to Kevin Piper.
Well, Eddie, hard lines in the end, but what a strong run.
No, it's great. I have more fun. This is the slowest car I've probably ever had for qualifying, but it makes the racing interesting. You're always coming up through, and you know, we've great tyres, and that's I think what's making our qualifying performances a bit weaker, because I think the Bridgestone's aiming more for qualifying, and the Bridgestone guys are getting ahead of us in qualifying, and in the race we're much quicker, but we got to overtake them. But it makes for great racing, but it's hard work.
But in the end,
it's going to be hard work for David Coulthard to pull it back, but Silverstone next time round, he'll be pleased about that anyway.
I think there'll be fabulous support there. You're going to see the Soltars out there, you're going to see the Union Jacks, and everyone should really get behind David Coulthard, because that will really give McLaren and himself a big lift. And if he can get the treble, that'll be the first time since Jim Clark that a British driver will have done that. And why not? He's been excellent at Silverstone over the last couple of years.
Good, Tony, thank you very much indeed. So next stop, Silverstone it is. Martin Brundle and all of us are very pleased that we're back there in mid-July.
This beautiful lineup of Formula One transporters breaks away now and moves to Silverstone for the next Grand Prix. We'd love to see you there. You must come and see a Formula One car driven in anger. If not, watch us on F1 ITV.
Yep, we're live with qualifying 12:30 on the Saturday. Our race coverage starts at midday on the Sunday. Coulthard going for that hat-trick.
Hi, this is David Coulthard from the West McLaren Mercedes team. Make sure you're watching the Silverstone British Grand Prix here on F1 ITV. ITV F1, F1 ITV.
Same difference, David. Don't worry about it. It's going to be Murray Walker's commentary farewell to Silverstone. We're expecting all sorts of Murray-themed banners. We have a prize for the best one on the Saturday and the Sunday. Get riding, get thinking. Okay, highlights 10 o'clock ITV2 tonight, 20 past midnight on this channel. Repeated ITV2, 7:30 tomorrow. No encore for David Coulthard in France. Grand Prix victory number 50 for Michael Schumacher. One more and he equals Alain Prost's all-time record. We will see you at Silverstone. Bye-bye.
If you'd like to know more about Formula One, the website address sponsored by Foster's is www.f1.co.uk.